So back in about 2013, we started investing in thinking about how do we take diseases like sepsis, which are really hard to diagnose and where timeliness is very important, and can we teach machines how to spot these diseases? Now, before I start diving into how we did it for sepsis, let me give you a really simple example, especially if you're sort of you're new to AI and thinking about how do these systems really work? How do we teach machines how to do something? So this is a cartoonish representation of it, but I'd say pretty accurate in terms of the key ideas you have to think about. So the first thing you're trying to do, let's imagine you're trying to teach a machine how to walk, something simple. And actually, it turns out teaching a machine how to walk is really hard. But let's say you're teaching them how to walk. Now, the first thing you have to do is to define a goal, right? So the goal here is to learn how to walk. And you want to define the goal in a language the computer or the machine or the robot understands. And so for that, we use mathematics. And here, what we would define is called an objective function. So this objective function will allow you to, and now effectively, the machine's goal is to optimize this objective function. Now, the next thing it does is effectively it needs to find a strategy or a sequence of moves in order to be able to learn how to walk. So in this context, what it means is one way to uncover the right sequence or right strategy is to experiment. So the robot proposes a move, the move gets scored. And if it's a move that helps you walk, it gets a positive score. If it's a move that doesn't help you walk, it gets a negative score. And effectively, it builds on what helps it work and continues to experiment. So effectively, this is the strategy of what people describe as reinforcement learning. Now, one way to, so now in our situation, if we could experiment with the patient, we could learn using this strategy. The challenge is we don't want to be experimenting with patient. But akin to this, instead of experimenting on the patient, what electronic health records give us is effectively retrospective data where you have hundreds of other patients and you can identify individuals like this patient and learn from that. So it's as though EHR is storing a lot of data as though somebody had done these experiments. These are live experiments. You have millions of those experiments. And from those experiments, effectively, we're going to follow the same strategy as the robot did to learn how to walk.